I already know that you're the one that went there. I need you to help me understand why you did this to your mom.
I didn't do anything to my mom.
To get to this moment, investigators had to unravel a novel of lies. A novel written in blood.
Grover Beach, California, a seaside town where life seems to slow down and secrets are buried deep beneath the golden sand.
And this was the home of Athena Valentini.
A dedicated nurse, a beloved neighbor, and a mother who lived for her son. Her love for her son, Levente, was her entwined world.
But on October 25, 2018, that peaceful veil was violently torn. A welfare check, called in by Athena's colleagues when she didn't show up for work, would become the prologue to a nightmare.
What they found inside was not a woman in need of help.
It was the scene of a savage, brutal murder. The scene told a conflicting story. A ransacked house, yet valuables left in plain sight. But two things were missing: Athena's cell phone and her loyal canine companion, also named Athena. The initial theory pointed to her work. As a nurse in a men's prison, she was surrounded by violent offenders. But every lead was a dead end. Every interview came up empty. The answer wasn't behind prison walls.
The investigation then turned to the only other person in Athena's life, her son.
Thousands of miles away, Levente Lazar received the news.
On the surface, he was the grieving son. Cooperative. Devastated.
But electronic eyes never sleep, and they were about to tell a very different story.
A figure seen leaving the area with Athena's dog.
What?
The grieving son said he was 2,000 miles away. The digital breadcrumbs began to suggest otherwise.
It started with a ghost, a burner phone, purchased for cash just days before the murder.
Purchased by Levente Lazar.
That phone traveled from his doorstep to his mother's. His personal phone, which he claimed never left Indiana, was traveling with it, silent, but always connected to the network.
And so was his car.
A car identical to his mother's. a detail that was both bizarre and revealing.
The digital ghosts were screaming. Levente Lazar wasn't just lying, he was the killer.
It was time to bring him in, to confront the grieving son with his own web of lies.
Back in the interrogation room, the performance was over. It was time for the truth.
You do not have to confess, but you will still be charged.
The detective laid out the evidence, piece by undeniable piece. Grover Beach.
That's not possible. I was in Bloomington the whole time. I was studying.
The cameras don't lie, Levente. We have you. Every mile of the way.
Trapped by technology, with nowhere left to run, Levente's story shifted. Denial gave way to a desperate, almost laughable fabrication.
Okay, you're right. I was in California. But I didn't see my mom. I swear.
His excuse for a 4,000-mile round trip? A secret he was supposedly too scared to admit.
I drove there to buy marijuana.
He drove for 3 days, past numerous states where his purchase would have been perfectly legal.
Choosing instead the one town in America he had a personal reason to be in, his mother's.
So let me get this straight. You're in the middle of a murder investigation for your own mother, and the thing you were afraid to tell us was about weed?
Yes, exactly. I didn't want to get in trouble.
The time for games was over.
Is this you, buying the phone you told me you didn't have?
I don't.
And is this you, leaving your mother's home on the night she was murdered, with her dog, Athena?
Every lie was dismantled. Every escape route was cut off. All that remained was the final, haunting question. Why?
The answer wasn't found in a moment of passion, but in a spreadsheet of failures.
Day trading losses. Meat is in $48,500.
Levente Lazar wasn't the successful graduate student he pretended to be. He was drowning in debt.
He had also lied about his career. He'd never worked for Disney.
His dream job was just that, a dream. He was a failure, and he knew it.
In a relationship with a successful medical student, his feelings of inadequacy festered.
He saw only one way out, one person who stood between him and financial salvation. his own mother.
The planning began months earlier. He wasn't just desperate, he was methodical.
Levente Lazar, suspect, Grover Beach.
You were searching for news of your own crime before anyone even knew a crime had been committed. You even searched your own name as a suspect.
It was a mistake. English is my second language. I didn't know what I was typing.
The distinguished Berkeley and UC Davis graduate, who wrote his master's thesis in English, now claimed he couldn't understand the word suspect.
You're wasting your time with me. You don't know what's really happening.
But the detective knew exactly what was happening. The final pieces of the puzzle were falling into place.
He murdered his mother as she slept. He washed away the evidence. And he took the only other living witness with him.
The play was over. The actor's performance had come to its inevitable end.
Levente Lazar pleaded not guilty. The case would go to trial.
These are not just searches. They are admissions.
Following the digital evidence trail, we were able to pinpoint the exact moment of access to the server, ultimately leading us to Levente.
On the charge of murder in the first degree, we, the jury, find the defendant.
Guilty.
Levente Lazar, you have been found guilty of a crime of unimaginable cruelty. You will be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Justice was served for Athena, but nothing.
Only to have him take everything from her.
Levente Lazar was imprisoned for his crime. But one final question remained unanswered, a loose end that haunts investigators to this day.
dark blue sedan, and it was going really fast down the street.
Got it.
Oh my God, are you serious? Oh no, this cannot be true.
For every digital clue that pointed towards Levente, a mountain of traditional police work was needed to build an ironclad case.
He's been here before.
I know, I recognize him.
Not enough, not enough.
The irony was lost on no one. Athena had spent her days caring for society's most dangerous men.
Only to be betrayed by the one person she trusted implicitly.
The motive was always the money, a debt so deep it eclipsed any sense of love or morality.
This is the phone the defendant purchased. The phone he used to coordinate his mother's murder.
Objection, Your Honor. Circumstantial.
Overruled. The jury will hear it.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence clearly shows the movements of these two phones were identical.
This is unfair. Keep calm, please.
Witness after witness, expert after expert, built a cage of data around Levente Lazar.
Levente's massive debts and failed trades.
I think we've got this one.
Oh, I know we do.
Fantastic work, everyone.
For 3 weeks, the prosecution laid out its case, not with a single smoking gun, but with 1,000 digital cuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, given the circumstances, I think the evidence speaks for itself.
He didn't just kill his mother. He erased her, planned it, and then lied about it with a coldness that should frighten us all.
The evidence presented demonstrates beyond a reasonable doubt the guilt of the defendant.
Levente Lazar, please rise for the verdict.
My sweet Levante, how high can you go?
Today's verdict brings justice for Athena Valentini, a woman who deserved so much more. Our thoughts are with her memory.
There are a million fish in the sea.
She built a life from nothing, nurturing a son she hoped would be her legacy.
Instead, he became her tragic end.
And so we find the defendant guilty on all counts.
watching the free world go by from a prison bus.
I don't know what you're talking about.